Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today we have a very special video, as you can see here in the title below, and of course we have a very special guest, the one and only Kass.
How are you doing today, Kat?
I'm doing good. I'm so excited for this. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really excited as well. Tell me, Kat, what are we going to be doing today? Let me know.
Well, today is our second annual vision boarding stream. We did our very first vision board last year in December 2023 on my Twitch channels. We did it live on stream, but this year Kass had the ingenious idea to take it offline and to try something new and do it on our YouTube channel. So you will be seeing two YouTube videos, one from me and one from Kass on her channel as well, which I will link down below. So today we are just going to be talking about our goals, our hopes and dreams for 2025, and let's get into it. Transition.
Transition. Yeah.
So these are our vision boards from last year. This is Kass's beautiful board. She was jumping into her 20s, and you can see Kass's mouse moving around. So we like to do this on Canva on a shared document so that we can see both of our boards, especially when we're live on stream.
It makes it easier for us to kind of feel like as if we were together, you know?
Yes, like if we were like in real life scrapbooking. And then this is my board for last year as well. A lot of travel, a lot of vlogging, a lot of businesses, and we also have this little extra page here where I think I finished first, so I just started to find like extra bits and bobs that I liked, and there was things while I was looking through that I liked but didn't fit the vision board, so I just popped in this extra screen here, which I think is fun and cute. Maybe we'll use them this year, who knows?
Yeah, true. We could like reuse some things, you know, if we didn't really accomplish something. It's always fun to kind of recycle, you know, in a way.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Exactly.
So how I like to start is I like to write up, just like very quickly, very briefly, some of the goals I have before we head over to Pinterest. So let us get into that now.
Perfect.
Do you
I
have
just put
any
in
goals?
some text. Ooh, okay, so I do have goals. It's like cliche to say, but focus more on my health, listen to my body, but also my brain and my heart.
Yeah. Everything's tied together, like your mental, your physical, and then your spiritual as well. I feel like everything's aligned.
So I'm writing down like I want to feel better mentally, but also physically, and yeah, learn more about myself. I feel like that's always good to want to do, you know, because I feel like although you might think that you've learned a lot and like everything, but I feel like one of the things that I learned the most during 2024 was that you have the capacity, and like anything can happen basically, whether it's, you know, personal or, you know, work related, anything can happen. And what matters, I feel like for me, what I discovered is that you just gotta let it flow, and what will happen. Que sera, sera. If we go back to like our things we wrote, like, you know, what will happen, what will be, will be.
Yes.
And yeah.
I love that. Que sera,
Sure.
sera. So I wrote on my board, read even more. And then I wrote, create with intention. So read even more is pretty self-explanatory. I want to read more. I think this book, this year, say I read 10 books. The goal was to read one book a month.
That's amazing.
And I think I read 10. I'll have to do a little, after count and then do a little recap video in the future. Easter egg. But yeah, this year I want to read even more. I definitely want to hit the one book a month, and perhaps even like read even more. So maybe let's set a number now. Like,
oh, I love that.
I'm gonna do 14.
That's good.
To make it not so much pressure on myself. And then the second thing I wrote down was to create with intention. Last year, I wanted to create more and to try to just vlog daily, which we did when we first moved, as well as throughout Vlogmas, which I still have to edit though and put out. But I think this year I want to create with more intention. Like, I've already started to plan out videos pre-filming and like storyboard them, script them, and the videos I want to make this year, like I've spoken about on stream, are a little bit heavier in a subject matter. Like, love to be able to use my platform to highlight people's stories even more, because I think at the end of the day, I'm a storyteller, and to do that, like, you have to be careful, you know, like, I don't want to do it a disservice or an injustice, so to create with more intention. And then following on from that, I wrote to live with intention. Like, I feel like I am very airy-fairy, my family would say, like go with the flow kind of stuff, but I love that. Like, I love being a dreamer, head up in the clouds, but I think I need to make, I'm very type A or very type B. I'm either very like, yeah, like whatever, it's fine, like we'll do anything, or I'm like, okay, I need a schedule and I need to do like XYZ, and I feel like I have been really leaning into the like, whatever will be, will be. I've been living that kind of life, so I think I need to rebalance a little bit more and set plans, like long-term plans and stuff like that, so then every day I can remind myself a bit that this is what I'm working towards.
I love that. That's really good to have, because sometimes not doing that is okay, yes, but having a plan laid out is always so good for me personally, because I know where I'm going, you know, like I can see the yellow brick road, I know, you know, the path. Like, having plans laid out, they don't always have to be, for me personally, they don't always have to be so detailed. Just having intention, like you said, like living with intention, and really like not having like a specific goal, but reminding yourself of that goal, whether it's specific or not, is something that is always motivating for me, because it will be rewarding in the end, you know? So
yeah, and it helps you like not get lost, and it doesn't matter like if your plan doesn't like go to plan, or if you change your plan halfway through the year, or like halfway through life or whatever, like I don't think it matters if you veer off the path so much, but still having like the idea, like you said, the intention of like, I think this is what I want, and then we're moving towards it, but also allowing yourself space to this idea. It's like the idea of like a red string, like you're connected to everybody who you're meant to meet in life, like you are just all connected, and even if the string gets tangled and then it takes you a while to detangle it, like wherever you're meant to be, you will get there. Like, for example, us being here today doing our vision boards, like we were always going to be here right now, today, in this moment, even if like the road to get here was different. Where we are in this exact moment is where we're meant to be.
Yeah, and that's so beautiful, like knowing that you can go different ways. And I feel like we were saying, like living with intention and having a goal, but also knowing that sometimes you might go off track is so less stressful, in a way where you know that things might happen, so you know, but it won't be a shock.
1000%. I don't know the saying though, unfortunately. I was trying to think, I was like, do I know the saying, like, about left field?
Getting hit right out of left field or something like that. I don't know the sayings. I need to but yeah.
Oh yeah, guys, if you guys don't know, if the friends on my channel don't know, Kass's first language isn't English, by the way. Like, even though she speaks perfect English, her first language that she ever learnt, started off with, was not English. Do you want to tell the friends what it was?
Yes. So, Kat is right. My first language is indeed not English. I was just thinking back on the sentence I just said, if it made sense or not, because I was thinking in French. So, surprise! My first language is French. So, I mostly speak French with my family, and I have conversations. But everything that I consume, whether it's a show on TV or, you know, online more specifically, is in English, and it's been that way ever since I can remember. In a weird way, sometimes English is easier for me, because I don't know, like chatting 24/7 like with Kat and on my streams is really something that's been like engraved in my brain, because it takes the most out of my day. And although yes, I do speak French, I could have a conversation with my sister right now, or if like with Kat. Imagine one day we have a conversation in French.
Je parle le français un petit peu.
Un peu. J'adore. I love. French is really hard, although it's my first language, and what I'm wanting to put also in my vision board is to better my French. I'm wanting to fall in love with it. Like I'm wanting to read in French. The books that I read the most, like I said, is like the content that consumes in English. But I've always want to fall in love with reading books in French. The writing, the way that French is written in books is so complicated, and like in English in a way, it's like written differently than when you speak. All throughout my high school and like primary school, I've had a hard time being able to connect.
The way you talk in French is so different to like how it's actually
Yeah,
written, because it's more like colloquial
exactly.
language. It's more like, what is it? There's proper and then
It's more
there's like
proper,
casual.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like the way you would
Yep.
reference when you talk to your friends, it's different how you would talk to your teachers, and it's the same way. The way you talk to your friends and family is different to how
Yeah.
like the words are actually written on the page.
It seems so obvious, like, oh duh, you don't like write or like the way that you think or how you would have a conversation in French. Like it doesn't work that way. Same with English. But again, since French is really, really like more complicated and the way that you write is so different than in English, it's been like so hard on my brain. All of that just to say that I'm French. I'm French Canadian. I'm from Montreal.
You must remember that, the caveat.
And so it's like Montreal is more so like the main language is French, but there's a lot of people in this city where they're like English and French, like me. Yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Oh my gosh, when you were talking about languages, I was like, wait, something I want to add to my vision board this year is to learn more German. I want to learn more German, and I want to learn more French as well, because I don't want to lose it. So I did take French in high school, so I want to keep up with it. So I want to learn more French, learn more German. And like, you know how you're talking about wanting to fall in love with the language? I think it's so beautiful to know multiple languages, to be able to communicate multiple languages, especially like if you have grandparents as well, or just like older people who maybe don't speak a lot of English. Like it's nice to be able to communicate in both. And sometimes honestly, like saying, because I speak Vietnamese, like my background, I'm Vietnamese Australian, like, and I spoke Vietnamese at home as a kid. Like my parents and my grandparents said no English at home when I was younger. I had to speak Vietnamese so that I could learn it and keep the language. And I had to go to Saturday school, language school, every single Saturday morning. Killed me.
Wow.
But I'm really thankful for it now, because now I can speak it, read it, write it. And yeah, I just think like some things you say in Vietnamese, when you translate it to English, like the actual like word for word, it loses some of its beauty. Like it doesn't make sense, or it just loses some of its beauty. Like some things just don't translate in other languages. I'm sure there are like French sayings that you could try to translate, but they're actually like probably French words that just, there is no English word for it. The same with Vietnamese. There is no English word for this. Yeah,
it's so intriguing how that works, because like you'd think that like in English, like it's like a universal language, but imagine being able to learn, for example, Spanish, and then being able to have, if you have Spanish viewers or like friends that we watch our content, being able to translate from Spanish to English, and like that.
Spanish and Italian are quite close to French. They say if you know one of those languages, you can very easily pick up like the other two. So I think that's so doable for you this year, Kass. Like if you want it like that as well, that's so doable.
I see it truly, because my mom is like
Italian.
Well, my grandpa's Italian. He was born in Italy, but he had to move here when, like, in Canada, Quebec, when he was really, really young. So he knows Italian, but his main language is French. English is not something that he's able to, like, speak thoroughly, and even French is a little bit hard, which, to go back on what you were saying earlier, like, which is why it's important to continue on learning the language, so that our grandparents who might not know English, they're able to, you know, still stay connected. We're able to still connect with them in a way. And exactly. So learning Spanish or Italian would be so good. And I just wrote down like that I'm wanting to learn Spanish and Italian.
I love it so much. Ooh, something that I wanted to do actually, that I was planning to do on my streams, Kass, was I'm gonna do some Duolingo streams, because you can do Duolingo like, it is an app, but I just learned that you can also do it like just on the web browser as well. So I think that's a little bit of fun. That's something that'll be coming soon. Cool. So if you wanted to do it like as well on stream, you could totally do it. I love Duolingo.
Yeah.
I know it's not the best language learning app, or from what people say, but I really enjoy it. I think it's nice.
I never tried Duolingo, but I'd be down.
It gamifies learning languages, so I think you might like it because it makes it more like a game.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good, actually.
You can add me. I've got Nia, I've got Alluring on it, I've got a couple other mutual friends. They're so much better at doing it. I did it for like, I was really consistent for 3 months and I just dropped it. I was like, damn. But oh my god, Cass, I think something that is like keeps coming up with me as we were talking, because you were talking about languages and it got me thinking about countries and traveling. So last year I had on my vision board to travel, like to go to Greece. I have these suitcases, Disneyland, and I did travel. I don't want to say I didn't travel because that would be a disservice to like all the trips I did take this year from last year. But yeah, so the boy and I did travel a lot last year, but it was always like to see family or for an event or a work trip. We didn't actually travel for fun. Like we didn't actually plan a trip ourselves really to go anywhere unless it was for a birthday or, like I said, to see people. Whereas this year I really want to travel and like travel to the destinations I want to go to that are on my bucket list, and travel with intention. It keeps coming up, intention. And I even wrote down plan trips, because that's the thing I hate doing the most. I love going on trips with the actual planning. I'm like, I don't want to. And unfortunately, you do need to like plan in advance when you're traveling. You need to book hotels, you need to like book certain events. Like for example, Oktoberfest is something we really want to do. We've tried 2 years in a row to go, but you have to book this like almost a year in advance. And Oktoberfest in Germany is actually in September.
Oh.
So if we want to go in September, we need to like start planning it like 2 months ago, basically.
Yeah, right away. I love it.
But yeah, I want to go to Greece. Yeah. Disney is already in the works.
Oh, really?
So it's my birthday present from the boy. We are gonna go to Disneyland.
Oh my god.
Yes. I've put New York on here as well because I haven't been to New York, and I've been to America like so many times, but I've always been a Cali girl. I've never like had the like big like, oh my god, I need to go to New York, I must. But it's been long enough that I'm like, you know what, let's go see what it's all about. I also have like so many friends and community members on the East Coast now. Shout out to my East Coast friends that I would love to go meet. Buffalo, New York. Buffalo, Texas.
Stop, that's so funny. That's really good.
Oh my god, Cass. Oh my god, not me actually screaming. I scrolled up and I saw your Read More Books Kindle physical. Speaking of birthdays, guess who just got a Kindle?
Did you get a Kindle? No way. No way.
Literally yesterday. So it's ordered. I'm picking it up in 2 days.
Oh my god, I'm so freaking... I know... Okay, wait.
So excited.
Wait. Have you done reading ACOTAR? No.
No, I'm not done. I'm done. But you guys are like, you're not. I've finished the first 3. So ACOTAR, the second one, A Court of Mist and Fury, and then ACOTAR War, I finished as well. So I've read the trilogy, but then they've got like the 2 other ones. So I was like, I'm not gonna read those, I don't think. But you guys like convinced me basically. So I'm like, okay, I'll read it.
It's really good. It's hard to get into it because it's about like, not really spoiling this, but like, yeah, it's about Nesta and another character which you don't really like in the first 3 books, like with the way that they describe, but the way that, like, not to give spoilers, but I fell in love with the character and was able to kind of, I don't know, relate in a way where, you know, she would just protect herself, and yeah, not to go too much in detail, but just, it's so much easier to understand also, like, while listening to audiobooks, but different ways she would describe other characters, you know, because we would be used to, you know, seeing her write about the, like, Farah and Rhysand and all of, like, the other ones.
Yeah, the main characters.
Yeah, and that, like, since now you know, like, the history for them, moving on to another character, I feel like why I love it so much is it was so much easier for me to read because there was a lot less of the other characters, if that makes sense, so I would get less confused with the storyline. Anywho, I love it. But I was gonna say, please read Fourth Wing. I, it's it's like
That's your
one of my
recommend?
favorite like series. Yeah, it's so good. Ugh. And
Are you
then
gonna
there's like
do
the yes.
Are you gonna do a reading roundup of all your books in 2024?
I'm wanting to do it. I'm wanting to do that. It's just that I like barely remember which one I've read. So I need.
Maybe this year. Maybe
But
you will keep track this year, and then you will do a
yeah, I've
2025.
already. Yeah, I'm wanting to. I have that in the works. I've already read almost 2 books
Ooh.
already. Yeah,
What
I
did you
started
read?
to yeah, it's like so fun. I started to read the Chestnut Springs series. It's like not fantasy. It's about like not country vibes, but kind of. It takes place in Alberta, Canada.
Love that.
Yeah, I kind of like I
Love
love
a
that too
Canadian
because
moment, you know, highlighting
yeah,
our
yeah, and
Commonwealth friends.
yeah, exactly. And I visited that place, although it's like far away from where I'm
Cool.
at. It's like so fun to see like the vibes being represented. It's about different couples, but they're all like kind of in the same life or vibes in the same world. So it's fun to like get into that. Obviously it's like romance, spicy vibes, but it's fun and I really love it. And I'm reading it on my Kindle, which I haven't read on my Kindle in a while. I've been more so, like I was saying, like audio listening. So it's fun to get back into the more physical vibes, you know? So, yeah.
That makes a lot more sense. Oh, I added to my, because I took inspiration from yours, how you said physical and Kindle. I was like, oh, I want to write that down too.
Yeah,
So I wrote Kindle, physical, and audio, because you know we do listen to
yes.
the audiobooks as well.
Oh, I know you'll love the audiobooks. Like it's so good.
So currently in January, I have been reading / listening to 2 books that I was reading last year, at the end of last year, to finish them off.
Oh,
So I finished Aka War, A Court of War. What's the third one called, Bestie? A Court
of Wings and Ruin? No.
Yeah, that's the one.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wings and
yeah.
Ruin, yeah. So I finished off A Court of Wings and Ruin. I was reading it as well as listening to it, so finished that off.
Oh, that's good.
And I'm trying to finish the rom-comers by Catherine Cullen. And it was, I was so excited when I got the book because it was my very first like special edition. Like I showed you guys on my TikTok, the pages were like all pink. It was so cute.
Yes.
And it was recommended by Haley Pham.
Oh yeah, I know her. I love her.
Such a girly pop. And I liked it, but it was kind of like I didn't like the writing that much. So I was like, oh, it's an easy read, so I'll just finish it because obviously I want to finish it.
Yeah.
But then I listened to it on the audiobook in January this year. So like right now, I decided to listen to it, and it's so much better in audio form. Like the voice actor who reads the book. Oh, it's so perfect. She makes it so much more fun and like it feels like a play in my head. So I would definitely recommend that book as an audiobook rather than a physical book. Because in the writing, characters come off a little like unlikable a little bit, and that's how they're written. But I didn't vibe.
That makes sense.
But in the audio version, I can like I guess hear their tone and maybe hear how she intended it for it to be like read more. So So yeah,
that's like exactly how I was able to fall in love with the 5th book of Akatar because I was listening to it and it would be less confusing than reading it. Because like you said, you can hear the expressions, and that's like one of the main like reasons why I love audiobooks for sure. It's because it makes it even more enjoyable. Although it's fun sometimes to only have the words on paper and be able to practice, reading. It's also fun to be able to listen and read at the same time. Because I feel like for me, my goal when I read is to have fun, and kind of escape and learn, but also as if I was watching a movie. It's so weird because sometimes they're just words on paper whenever I read on paper, but like again, like having the audio version is always like as if I was really immersed into it. So yeah, reading books in general is something that I'm wanting to do and focus on in 2025 because it's something that really like sparks my motivation in a way,
No, that totally makes sense.
So I'm wanting to also like get comfy in reading other like genres than just my comfort zone, but also,
Yeah.
like I said, I like to be comfortable and have fun whenever I read. So I feel like it's going to be definitely a challenge. So,
Ooh, you know what? On my reading journey, I'm basically
yeah.
rediscovering my taste and what I like.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the recommendations are romance and fantasy. I think in this past year of reading, I found my footing and I remember again what I like to read. And I don't think it's something that you read normally. So what we could do is maybe we
Ooh.
could find a book and do like a book swap with each other so that we
Oh, that could be fun.
like, you know, are reading different genres. Because I guess something I want to read more is I wanna read more books from different authors, like especially like authors who are from like minority backgrounds, because I
Mm.
want to like expand my mind. And also again, intention keeps coming back. Like I want to choose what I read. Normally when I pick a story, I like, oh, I like this story, like I love fiction, like that's what I want to read. But I do want to read more from other authors who come from different backgrounds from myself and maybe are not as highlighted as much. So I always say to the
Yeah.
boy, I'm like, because the boy is a scientist and he does a lot of reading for work, like papers, reading like scientific
Yeah.
papers. I'm like, I always say to him, like, babe,
I
like,
love
you
that.
know, maybe you should like seek out more female written papers, because that
Ooh.
he's in a very like male predominated industry. And like
Mm-hmm.
he's like, no, it should be the work. And I do agree, it should be the work that speaks for itself. But when you're a
Also.
minority, or you're in like, you're just not, whenever you're not in the majority, I think we all should like make an effort to seek out the works of
Yes.
others who are in the minority, because sometimes they don't get highlighted as much. And I want to be more mindful and like have this more instead of the back of my mind, I want to have this more at the front of my mind. And
Mm-hmm.
basically, like, yeah, I'm just gonna say it like this: like, I want to put my money where my mouth is. Like, if I say recommend for others to do these things, I also want to be doing
Mm-hmm.
these things myself, like even more so, you know?
Yeah.
Like, mean
Like
what I
with
say and say what I
intentions.
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Read.
Like going in a situation with intentions is good, but it's also good to have motivation to back it up.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes
Yeah.
you can want to do something and have intentions, but then something happens and it makes you want to like just not do it right away, which is okay. I feel like also a part of it is accepting things whenever they come to you, and also knowing that it's okay if things don't work out,
Mm-hmm.
and not beating yourself up for it. Because whenever I would have, wanting to do the things that I would say, and then it would just not work out in the end, I would like be sad and like not beat myself up for it, but kind of in a way where I'd be like, gosh dang it, like you never do what you set
Mm.
out to do,
Mm-hmm.
and that can be stressful. But what I learned is to accept that it's okay to be angry with myself, but what matters is that you continue, and accepting it is a big part of then having the motivation to do it.
To like
Because
move on, to
whatever you
pick
decide,
yourself back up.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
like whatever you decide to do, whether you accept it or not, I feel like accepting it will just make you feel better. It won't do a big difference in a way where other people won't see like you accepting things, but
Mm-hmm.
internally you will know. For me, what I've learned to do, like if I want to put out and do something, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that as well, that you said that it's okay for things not, you know, not to happen, but like also to
Yeah.
allow yourself the space, like to be angry with yourself, but then able to move on. Because I feel like the advice that most people give is like, no, like be kinder to yourself, and don't be angry with
Yeah.
yourself. And like, I definitely definitely have been like trying to be kinder to myself as well. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it's so valid. And we're so similar, we have like the same kind of like, we just have the same values, I guess, and we see the world very
Yeah.
similarly. I think it's so important to be able to still allow yourself to feel negative emotions. You are going to get angry, you are going to be
Mm-hmm.
upset, and you can be disappointed in yourself. Like that's all
Yeah,
okay.
it's okay.
They're just feelings as well. They're okay to feel, but like you said, as long as you can then continue to be kind to yourself and pick yourself back up afterwards, after you feel those like
Mm-hmm.
emotions, and then yeah, just like, you know what, I tried my best and that's okay. And you know, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
do XYZ to try to get myself closer to this goal, and that's it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
you're still allowed to be like
Yeah.
upset with yourself. Like,
Exactly, yeah. Because whether you want to or not, things are gonna happen. You
mm-hmm,
can't control them, even if
that's life.
you
That's life.
want to. Yeah, exactly. That it sounds cheesy to say and like cliche, but it's true. Like, I feel like it's good to have intentions and wanting to do things, and it's also good to accept the fails. and continue on. And like you said, yeah, we're so similar in that way, because for me, I see everything in a way where it can be positive or it can be negative. Like it will be different for everyone. And like I said, what matters the most is that I found it being more freeing and easy to do than beating yourself up for it and then being stuck,
Yeah. Not like, don't dwell on things.
Yeah.
Let it pass.
Dwelling, it's okay. It's okay to do it, but you have to move on for it. And it seems easier said than done,
but
which is why it's a challenge,
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
neither Kass nor I are claiming to be life gurus and know the answers to everything. We can just speak from our own experiences. And I don't know about Kass, but speaking for myself, I've definitely been the type of person to overthink and dwell and be like, oh my god, why did I do this? If I didn't do this, if this wouldn't have happened, and then like I'm just in bed, like I'm just can't do anything for like ages. But after a while, like after this kept happening like multiple times, and then going to therapy, and Kass, I love that you wrote this. I like read a lot of self-help books when I was like going through it, after learning and picking up skills, you just every time you pick yourself back up a little bit faster. You're gonna be in bed, you're gonna be crying, you're gonna be angry, you're gonna be screaming maybe, but yeah, like every time it just gets a little bit easier, maybe a little bit faster to pick yourself up and just keep on going kind of thing. But practice makes perfect. That's something I've lived by my whole life. I saw it on Sesame Street. Elmo said this to me, or maybe it was Zoe, but one of them said it to me and I never forgot. I said, practice makes perfect.
Stop.
And it's so true.
I love that. It's so true. Like practice truly does make perfect, and even then, perfect can look different for everyone, and it
one size fits all. No, it's not. It's definitely not one size fits all. No, I love that you want to read self-help books. I actually I have so many to recommend for you, and like I have no like good beginner ones as well, so I'm very excited for this.
Yes.
I love my whole when I used to when I was a reader girly pop before I went to university, and then I had to do readings for school, and I was like, oh well, I can't read for fun anymore, I guess, because I have to do these readings anyway. But we found the joy again. That doesn't matter. We found the joy again. My reading ethos was, what I always try to do is I love fiction, so I will read like I'll read a book I like, and then I would force myself to read a classic, like a literature classic. I like a fun book and then a classic, and then when I got older I would switch it up to a fun book, like anything I want, and then I would read a non-fiction book, because I used to hate reading non-fiction. I was like, this is so boring, I don't get it.
Really?
Yeah, I hated reading non-fiction. So then I challenged myself. I was like, okay, a fun book and then a non-fiction book. And a lot of the non-fiction books I was reading were like self-help books, and again, it really helped to have them on Audible. Not sponsored.
Yeah. not sponsored, but one day.
Yet. Yeah, I mean Audible, Spotify, if you want to reach out to one of us, both of us, ideally,
Yeah.
Both, we got you.
Get noticed
more
by
I love that.
brands. That's one thing that I'm wanting to put forward and do, like reach out, but also hopefully, I like what's the saying? What belongs to me will simply find me, or something like that.
So as we were talking, I added to my vision board. I think I'm gonna stop here because it is full. It's not getting full, it is full.
It is full, but yeah, me too.
I know, you're literally
me
there,
too.
so it's literally. So I wrote, I went and scrolled up and read my last year's vision board, and I was like, okay, I still want to carry through these things: friendship, connection, and building a full life in Germany and maintaining. So basically, last year I wanted to make more friends in Germany, and as well as to continue to maintain my friendships that I have back home, because moving away to a new country, as I'm sure many of you guys know, it's really hard, like especially when you're an adult and people have full-time jobs, people have partners, some of my friends, they have kids. What?
So crazy.
I still feel like a child, but yeah, so like it gets really busy, like as you probably see with like your parents or like any older siblings and stuff like that. It gets really busy. Yeah, I want to continue to do that. I definitely want to get out of my comfort zone and meet people in real life, not just online in Germany. And I want to build a full life in Germany. Like I want to have a support system the same way I have a support system here in Australia. I want to have ambitions in my career, whatever that might be. And yeah, but at the same time, I also want to really work on staying connected to my friends back here and my family as well. I think about it because like on my channel, I normally like send out cards or postcards for the dreamer community, for the friends in our community. But I'm like, oh, if I can do that for my community, like why can't I do that consistently for my friends back home? Every time I do a giveaway or every time I do it, like let me send a postcard to one of my friends back home as well.
So true.
Similar to like what I want to do like in this new chapter of my life, to be kinder and be softer, especially to those I love the most in my life. And yeah, like let's give them, my loved ones, the same grace and thoughts that I do to my friends online or my friends who are a little bit further away to me. And yeah, and then we have 2026 diary, business, and abundance. We wrote in my diary on the very first stream. I don't know what it was, but it was like, let me get my diary.
Yes, please.
Okay, here's my diary.
Yeah, I love it.
It's funny because on my very first stream, we were sharing goals. I was asking friends, like, what are your goals for 2025? And the friends felt like a little like embarrassed to share. And so I was like, okay, I'll just share my goals, like it's fine. And I was a little embarrassed too, but this is not the diary. I have 2 diaries.
I love the 2 diaries vibes. Yeah, I wrote that I'm wanting to journal more, find love, ... I know I had put that down also for last year. And ... It didn't happen, but actually no. I found love in myself.
I feel like you found love in yourself, but I also feel like you had a little bit of romance. You had a little bit of romance. Like you spoke to a boy in class. You asked him out. Then you met up with like your old, almost thing. Like Kass, you like had romance in your life. Like even though it didn't end up in a relationship, Kass, you had a lot more romance in your life. Like
that's so true. No way, because that's so true.
Sometimes we have a hard time realizing how much we've done and like what has happened in the last year. So you need a friend to remind you. You guys are the friends, and also this video helps remind us. So yeah, like you did bring more romance into your life.
That's so true. That's so weird that I kind of didn't I didn't really see it that way because that's so true.
It's the same with like your accomplishments, your achievements, like even for myself, like I said, like, oh, the boy's always reminding me like, oh, it's such a big thing that you moved. But to me, I was like, oh, it's not a big deal. Like it's something I want to. But like being back in Australia and I'm like, wow, you know what? Like I've done a lot with my life. Like I've achieved some of my dreams. Like it's hard when you're living it day to day to realize how much you've accomplished, how far you've come. To get to today.
So true.
But like when you like take a moment back and be like, oh, actually I did do all these things, or these things did come into my life. Like it's hard. It's about like being in the moment, and it's sometimes like because we're so busy the day to day, it doesn't feel like a big achievement, but it is. So remember that.
It is ultimately. Yeah, it is. It's something that happened, and it's okay if you don't take away a lot out of it, but what matters is that you set intentions and goals, and que sera sera. What will happen, and that's beautiful about. Wow,
life.
love realizing that. That's so good. That's
why you should like tell your friends, your family, the people you love, like your dreams and your goals, even if like maybe they're not the most supportive or they don't understand it as much. I feel like speaking it into the world and writing it down and like telling people you trust, they are then able to remind you like, oh no, you like did come this far, these things did happen to you, Okay, I got it. I got the quasi goals here. So originally I wrote make money, a little, and then I crossed it out and I was like, you know what, make money, an abundant amount of money. We're trying to
I love that.
Lots of money, lots and lots and lots. An overfill. Oh my god. Okay, so I wrote down, get to a healthy weight, continue to read, push for new Twitch goals, make consistent YouTube videos, live in France for a few months is on here. Wow. Maybe I just gotta add the France in here. That needs to be.
You could.
Needs to be written down.
I just wrote down a quote that is in French. Let me try to translate it.
Can I try to read it? Les paroles et les écrits the parole, the role, something, and the to be rest. That's my guess. I feel like it's very wrong, but that's fine.
The what is what?
the parole, I think the purpose of something, et is and, the écrit, I think I'm gonna guess is like, écrit kind of sounds like, like, you know how you conjugate and you're like, I'm like, maybe this is like, something, life, rest. That's all I got. That's my guess.
Okay.
Okay, now let's hear.
Okay, so
Okay, guys, now we're gonna get the official reading and translation.
So, les paroles s'envolent et les écrits restent means.
Ooh. Oh my god,
That's like
love
a
it.
saying. Like it's a saying that I remember one of my teachers saying, or like my dad, like writing down things stays there forever. And it's okay
Words
to
fly
talk about
away,
things, but they fly away.
writings
They fly
remain.
away. Les paroles s'envolent et les écrits restent is kind of like a rhyme because les paroles rhymes with s'envole kind of vibe. And then it's always been like something that I try to remind myself, and us talking about like, you know, journaling and writing things down is really good because it helps manifest, and you can look back on the things and you can see them.
I love it. I love it. So,
Yeah.
Kass has been, for like, I feel like half of last year, writing in her planner every Monday on her stream. So if you want to see some planning, join Kass on Mondays on her stream. And yeah, I think we're good in terms of like the written aspect of it. So now we will move on to
Pictures.
the pictures. So we're gonna go onto Pinterest. Okay, so we're on Pinterest now. I have a Pinterest board where I pin stuff for bullet journaling, quotes, home renovations, travel, as well as for my stream things. It is Dreams of Me. I will link it down below. Kass also has a Pinterest board, and I'll also include all her details in the description below if you're interested. Guys, do you want some inspiration? You can check both me and Kass out as well on Pinterest.
Cheers.
Cheers. Love it.
Cheers.
Okay, I guess so my first thing is to create with intention. So I'm gonna look up like a little camera, because that's what I had it last year. I had like a little camera for like vlogs and stuff like that. So let's go to all pins. Camera. Oof, I love them all, Kass. Dang it. I love them all.
Yeah, all of the cameras.
Yeah, I like the little like retro. I think I'm gonna do this. Kind of looks like my camera, like my Polaroid camera.
What are you searching for right now?
I'm just adding the pictures that I saved on the board. Saved on the Pinterest to my actual board here in Canva. I'm just pasting them all in. Like, I think the way I like to do it, and it's the same way I like to build on Animal Crossing, I just like drop down everything and then I organize later.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah.
I love this. Did you love this? A lot can happen in a year.
Yes, I saw that one. I was like, that is so good and so true.
I think my color scheme, I didn't have a color scheme last year, but I think it like what's already coming through for my colors is like blue and red, which is basically my color scheme anyway.
I love that so much. Last year was like, mine was like blue and red as well. And then this year I'm wanting to do like, yes, still blue and red, but like also green and pink.
You're giving Wicked vibes?
Yeah, but also mostly because I love pink, and also green is my birthstone color. Gonna continue on pinning some things. I'm wanting to get tattoos, but
oh my gosh, my friends and I were just talking about tattoos because they've all gotten tats in the last like 5 years or so. They're like, oh, you're gonna get one, Kat? Like, what do you want? I'm like, oh, I've always wanted one. Like, I've wanted it since I was like 16. So I would like to get a tattoo, but I'm not like rushed about it. Like, I know what I want. I want to get forget-me-not flowers.
Stop. Wait, let me show you what I just saw on my Pinterest board.
I just want some like watercolor forget-me-not flowers, and I want the stem to be a semicolon, and for those who know, they know. Yeah, so semicolon like represents in the written word is like when the author could have chosen to end the sentence, but they decided to keep going with it instead. It also is representative of people who have had depression and, you know, maybe had some, you know, really deep dark thoughts, but they decided to not end the story, not in the sentence, not in, their life, and to keep on going. So if you ever see anyone with a semicolon tattoo, you kind of know some of the struggles they've been through, but they are also open to talking about it, because the semicolon tattoo is also like, it's a symbol within the community to help encourage like people to speak about their mental health, but particularly depression. So yeah, that is something I've always wanted to have in my life as a little reminder as well, and to also help continue the conversation.
That's really like beautiful, and like being able to have that reminder is beautiful. And yeah,
I love it. I've ended up down a rabbit hole of just saving a whole bunch of quotes I've seen.
Me too.
I'm like, oh no.
Screen right now. I'm like saving like, and then I have some dragons appear from like my books that I love to hear. Oh, that's so funny.
Oopsie doopsie. It's just a whole bunch of quotes right now. No pictures, just quotes.
Oh, I love it. That's so good.
I love. Okay, this picture. Like, I hope this gets to be us one day, and I'm adding it to my vision board. But this is like for travel, for friendship. This is like,
oh my god,
like, my vibe.
I'm really like wanting to, when I read about friendships in books and all of that, I'm really like wanting to have those friendships, but like in my own way, obviously. And the pictures that I see right now, I'm like really wanting them to be real and accomplish them, and take these amazing pictures with friends, whether it's friends or family. Yeah, the friendship.
Friendship is like so beautiful.
Cheers.
Cheers. Especially like to girlhood, like female friendships are just like so beautiful, so amazing. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's just like nothing other. Like the friendships that I've had in my life, I'm like so blessed to know the people I know, and like it's so crazy. Every single friend I have is like a close friend. They're only one or two from every like part of my life. Like, for example, I have my family friends who they've known me my whole life, I've known them my whole life. Those are like my family friends. Then I have friends from high school, like those are my high school friends that I've been friends with forever as well. From cheerleading in university, my friends from work, from when I work retail, friends from when I first started working in corporate as well. Like, it's just one or two friends and they all add up, and it's so crazy because obviously they've been with me for different parts of my life, and for most of them it's been a long time. So I've literally been able to see them grow from like amazing. Girls to like now we're all women. That's what's so crazy to me, like to see them all grow, to see the friends grow into like the people they are today. It's just like, I'm so proud and so thankful and grateful. They're just like all such good, amazing, wonderful women and people, and it's just like, oh, I feel so blessed. I really hope that you will be able to experience that as well, like in your life, because like you already have like your family friends and your sister and like any other friends you may have, but like these people are coming into your life, like I know it. But if I was at your age right now, I would just be meeting my friends. Like, don't feel like you're missing out on anything just yet. Like, you're in the time now where you're starting to meet these people in your life, like myself and you, we've only met for the last it's been like 4 years going on 5. It's been a while, but yeah, you know what I mean? Like, this is the time when I started to meet like the majority of my friends now, if that makes sense. So
that makes so much sense.
Nothing is missing, nothing is lacking. It's all gonna happen like now in these times, which is so exciting.
That's so amazing to be able to kind of find
your people in life.
You
don't need a lot of friends. Just a good one or two people. It all adds up to a beautiful life.
I feel grateful for the fact that, I don't know, I'm able to find my own friendships, whether like, although it's not like always IRL, it's like mostly online. I feel like I don't regret that at all, because it might one day become IRL.
Yeah, 1000%. I love Pinterest so much.
It's so good. You can never go wrong.
What are you looking up?
I'm wanting to like put a picture of cozy hobbies. So like wanting to do more like different types of cozy hobbies, like painting and all sorts of things. And manifesting, wealth in a way. So
ooh, so cute.
numbers. Yeah, I'm kind of like I might do like a second page and go with the flow, layer things on top of each other.
Yeah, the second page slaps. I can tell you right now, having a second page is great.
Let me see. Oh, I love these. I love what you've been doing. I love the cameras.
Danke. Merci. Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, merci beaucoup. J'adore. I just love Pinterest. It's amazing.
It's just a vibe. Learn more German and French. Okay. Maybe I'm just gonna search language on Pinterest to see what comes up, because I don't know what I would do for that besides the flag, and I'm like, oh, I don't really want to put the flag on my board.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
That's so good.
I think I have the photo for French.
Let's go.
Will I have it for German? Who knows? Whoops, can't learn German. It wasn't put on the board. Whoopsie doopsie.
Whoopsie doopsie. Gosh dang it.
Deutschland. How do you say German in French? Like Germany? Is it Deutschland?
So Germany in French is Allemagne.
Whoa, that's so really different.
Yeah, it's so different. This is how you write it. Allemagne.
I only saw this second page. I didn't see this first page. I love it. Ooh,
Allemagne. There you go.
Merci.
I love us. Like learning.
We're learning.
Like,
we're already learning.
Yeah.
We started the goals.
Look at us go.
Merci.
Freaking love it.
Wait, what was I doing? Okay. Oh, I love it. I love the boards. They're looking so good.
They're looking so good. I love this for us. I can't wait to finish them and like we like show them to like the finished product, like a surprise type of reveal. That's gonna be fun.
Exactly. Okay, so I think this is where I'm gonna love you and leave you, Kass. I need to go run to an appointment, but I'm gonna be finishing my vision board offline, and Kass will also be finishing hers in her own time. But thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me. It was so much fun. Make sure you guys, if you haven't subscribed to Kass, make sure you check out her channel down below. Click on the link, subscribe. Help her hit her 2025 goals of, 500 subscribers. Help me hit my 2025 goals of also hitting 500 subscribers.
Yes, thank you for having me, and like it was so fun to do this. I'm so excited to hopefully in the future do something similar.
Thank you so much again, Kass, for appearing on the channel. I love you so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Mwah.
We're gonna cut to Kat in the future. Future Kat here. I'm here with new glasses, new hair. Happy Valentine's Day! I just got back from my trip from Australia, and I did not have time to finish my vision board before our release date. But I wanted to get this out today so that it could go up alongside Kass's video as well. So maybe you guys will get a part 2 of me finishing the vision board. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys want to see Kass's full, finished, complete vision board, make sure you check out her channel. I've linked her socials down below as well as her video. If you want to do a little spot the difference as well between our videos. Some topics I left in on my channel, some topics Kass left in on her channel. Yeah, feel free to comment down below what you liked most about the video, what your goals are for the new year. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and of course, for all the love to Kass. She is so amazing. I'm so thankful that we got to collab together, and to be one of another's first collabs as well is so special. So please go show her lots and lots of love. I will see you guys on the next video. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Bye! I gotta go finish cooking dinner.